everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars Now. I am back here at Click Lewis Chevy Buick in Palmyra, Pennsylvania, and today we're taking a look at this. This is a 2021 Chevy Blazer RS. Now, this is essentially like a Camaro SUV, slated in Chevy's lineup of SUVs. They have a bunch of them now, all the way from small up to big. Now, we're going to take a look at this car and talk a little bit about why it's been a little bit controversial, but I still think this is a damn attractive SUV from Chevy. You know, this is the 11th car that I've driven at Click Lewis this year, and I really have only driven one other Chevy, so I thought it was time. I always want to take a look at the Blazer, so today we're going to go all over the specs. We're going to get it out on the road and see what it's like to drive. So let's take a look at the Blazer RS. Chilly December day here in central Pennsylvania. So just to talk about why this car is controversial. Now, in my opinion, and I think everybody else has said this too, Chevy really dropped the ball in naming this car a Blazer. I mean, we've seen how successful I think that the Ford Bronco is going to be. Now, back in the 80s, this used to be like the K5 Blazer, which was a typical body-on-frame off-roading SUV, and now it's really just an attractive road-going SUV. It doesn't have any off-road chops. I mean, this could have been a legit contender with the Bronco and the Jeep Wrangler for an off-road capable SUV. I mean, I still think this is an attractive SUV, but my buddy said this has not even really been a big seller. People opt for the Equinox, which is essentially the same size as this, or a Traverse, which is way bigger to haul your family around. So I think they really messed up. What would be awesome is if they see the success of the Bronco and then they decide to do a modern take on a K5 off-road Blazer. You know, competition is the best thing to, you know, come up with a good product from your company. So I hope Chevy comes out with an off-road capable Blazer, but they should not have called it a Blazer. It reminds me of that scene in Dodgeball.
Blade. Laser. Blazer.
But yeah, they should have called it like a Laser or a Blade or something. So, all right, let's talk about the styling. Okay, so we're done talking about the controversial bits, which I still think this could be an attractive package. Now, this car has a 3.6 liter V6 motor, 308 horsepower, 270 foot-pounds of torque. It'll go 0 to 60 in something like 5-6 seconds, which, I mean, if you are a Chevy guy and you're into SUVs, this could be an attractive car, because I think it is really the best looking Chevy SUV. Especially, look at this red color over here. That's a Blazer RS, but this one has the silver on the black. Now, the RS is essentially an appearance package, which is by far the best looking. I mean, you have the chromed out grills in the front there. Okay, now the styling of the Blazer. I really think it does really look like a Camaro SUV. The front grille definitely looks like the ZL1 that I drove here a couple months ago. That car was absolutely fantastic. Now, this is the RS. It's not an SS, so this would essentially be the V6 Camaro equivalent. But like I said, the RS is an appearance package, which I love. The big black wheels and the silver. I do love this red color too. That would be the color to get. I think I'm on a red kick, especially for my Bronco. Now, up front, one thing that car makers have done lately is they try to separate the daytime running lights and the headlights. So when you have the car on, this is the DRLs right there, and that is the actual headlight. And I think some cars like the Palisade and the Hyundai Kona, it just looks a little weird, but I think this might be the best application of a car separating the daytime running lights and the headlights. So yeah, you got big, huge, low-profile tires and rims. You know, not an off-road Blazer. There's a blacked-out Blazer badge right there. Now, this car sort of has the floating roof right there, and I think it looks pretty good. That's definitely a trend in the automotive industry now too, is just to sort of separate the roof from the body panels. But moving around back, yep, looks like a Camaro. Now, this sort of blacked out piece right there is kind of interesting. It really goes up high, separated from the diffuser. But other Blazers that are non-RSs have like a body color on the bottom, which does not look as good. But yeah, this is a decently big car. It definitely feels about, you know, competitor to like a Ford Edge or a Honda Passport, but I think this looks better than both of them. So yeah, when you bring this car back, I mean, it's got one thing going for him, that it is an attractive SUV. So all right, I'm getting cold. Let's take a look at the motor real quick. Now, here's the motor of the RS. This is a 3.6 liter V6. It would be kind of cool if they had an SS, a Blazer SS with a V8. I don't think that would be in their plans. But yeah, we're gonna see how the performance is in this car. This car also has a 9-speed automatic transmission. It doesn't have the 10-speed that the Camaro has, but this thing will still get up and go. Now, if you buy this car, you definitely want an attractive SUV. Plus, you also have some kids or some dogs or something you put in the back. So yeah, that's the motor. All right, let's take a look at the trunk. All right, taking a look at the cargo space right here. There's the key. You got a Chevy badge there, so nice to have a power lift gate. So yeah, now this is pretty big. I mean, that is definitely way bigger than my Audi Q5. I know this is definitely a bigger car than that one is, but this is quite a bit of space. Also, this must be a situation where like the floating roof really hides like how big it is. I mean, this is like a seriously big trunk for a sort of mid-size SUV like this. You've got buttons here on the side where you can put the seats down. You got a 60-40 split. There you can get a good look at the interior right there. But yeah, this is definitely big. I think if you're in the market for a bigger car, Chevy has a Traverse, which is a 3-row SUV, but that thing looks like pretty much an anonymous styled SUV. Definitely not as good looking as this car. This definitely is the best looking Chevy SUV that's not a Tahoe or something full size like that. So yeah, this is deceptively big. All right, let's take a look at the interior. Okay, we're going to the inside of the Blazer, where this attractive styling continues in here for sure. Now this is, I'm going to say it again, this looks like a typical, it looks like a Camaro SUV with the round vents right here, but I think these are pretty cool. I wonder if in the summer or the winter, if you have your knee right here, if you have the air blowing right on your knee. They are definitely placed low in comparison to a lot of different cars I drive. You know, most cars either have the vents above the screen or flanked on the side, but this definitely looks nice. Now, this car has the same sort of infotainment system that, you know, the bigger cars have, and even has some cues that the Corvette has. So we're going to start it up. Now, in the middle there, you got a nice digital speedometer. There's your tachometer on the left side. There on the right side is your gauges for, you know, fuel and everything. Now, you can go over couple different things on the steering wheel. Now this does have a heated steering wheel, does have heated seats, cooled seats. That is a nice feature. I'm definitely putting the heated seats on today. It's a chilly day. It's like 30 something degrees. So let's just take a look at the infotainment system. Okay, now this is nice crisp graphics. It looks very nice, and you do have Apple CarPlay, which is a nice feature. Now I'm not going to have my phone connected, but yeah, everything feels nice on the screen. Nice quick snapping graphics. OnStar climate controls, so you can do that from the screen up there. Now you can actually move the temperature with the vents, which is kind of cool. You wouldn't think you could do that. That was like that in the Camaro. But yeah, the screen looks very nice resolution, on off. You can touch the screen, or you can do a couple things with the buttons down here. But yeah, this is a nice big screen, and I like how it's not too busy up here. You've got a couple buttons to change the track of your song. There's actually a button up here that says glove box for your glove box. It's kind of funky you don't have a button down here. But I think the execution in here is nice. You've got the red stitching up there. I mean, there's a little bit of plastic around the gauges right here, but you've got some trim on the doors, and that red stitching looks really good. I think that color red with the red stitching in here would look really nice too. So as far as the things that you touch, the materials seem nice. I like the little red RS badge on the shifter right here. You got a wireless charging pad right here. You do have some driving modes right here, but I've read that they're kind of finicky to go in between. Like you move the thing and it just kind of goes if it wants to go. maybe that's sport mode. Yeah, we'll keep it in there. So you got your parking controls. One thing is cool, if you go into reverse, and you're getting close to what's behind you, the seat will actually vibrate. There's no beeps or anything. But yeah, you've got a nice overhead camera right there. I'm definitely right close to the edge there. That is very nice. Resolution is very nice. You can get to see where your car would be. There's on the back way. But yeah, this camera system is very nice, and this is a typical hallmark of GM. I think their camera systems are pretty damn good. I'm just gonna go back into reverse. Now, I said before, we have a 9-speed automatic transmission. There are no paddle shifters on the back. You do have a little button on the steering wheel where you can go between the gears, but that's just kind of weird. I don't think I would like that. Now, this steering wheel looks like a lot of typical Chevy trucks, and it's not bad. You do have a nice heated steering wheel. That is a nice feature to have in the winter here, especially in Pennsylvania. I definitely don't have many complaints in here. I think the interior and exterior styling is the best part of this car. Once we get it on the road, we'll definitely see how the driving experience is. But as far as the styling goes, definitely nice. So let's take a look at the back seat. All right, back seat of the Blazer. Now this is pretty good. Like I said before, the space in the trunk is pretty big compared to how I thought this would be as a sort of mid-size SUV. Now this car, the RS, has the beautiful dual pane moonroof here, which I think is very nice. It feels very open and airy in here. Now I had the seat where I was sitting, and I got a couple inches of leg room right here. My headroom is pretty good. But yeah, this is pretty big. I'd say big enough for a mid-size SUV. Nice leather back here with the red stitching, feels very nice. You do have one plug back here and a USB and a USB-C. Yeah, there's a good shot of the interior. Yeah, this car is impressive. Now, one thing I did not mention yet in this video is the price of this car, which is pretty steep. This car, as I'm sitting in, is $51,000, which you have all-wheel drive, over 300 horsepower, decent performance, but $50,000 for a car like this is a lot of money. You know, I talk about how buying a used car is the only way to do it, but I feel like in this car, you should get a used one, get a year old. This is the top of the range Blazer, but that's a lot of money. I mean, for $50,000, you can get a similarly loaded Traverse, which would have way more bigger capacity for cargo and kids stuff and strollers and everything. But we all know the price of new cars is through the roof lately. So I think as a $50,000 car, it has the styling, but it might just be, you might just be floating on the name a little bit, the Blazer. So that's a lot of money. All right, so this is gonna wrap up my walk around of this. This is a 2021 Chevy Blazer RS. Now, do I think this is a competent, attractive SUV? Yes. I mean, is it worth $51,000? Maybe. Maybe you should just wait a year and get one a year old, or you could get a 2-year-old Audi for $10,000 less. Anyway, so if you're a Chevy guy, I think this could be a cool SUV for you. I like this. Big thank you to Click Lewis Chevy Buick here in Palmyra. They've been such a good helper to me this year. I definitely made some new friends and relationships this year at this dealer, so thank you to them. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this Blazer RS. Do you think it's sort of sacrilegious to the Blazer name, or do you think it's an attractive SUV like I do? So now we're gonna get this out on the road. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GemmyD on Cars, where you can see the cars that I review before they get posted to YouTube. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.